Hello, this is an Astroneer showcase on my take of a hidden storage system. So I've seen a couple of posts on Reddit about hidden storage systems. The first one I've seen was by a user called Astrobaby that looked something like this. It's not exactly this. If you want to check that out, I'll link to it in the description. But basically what it is you have some sort of display of resources, and if you grab one, it gets replaced by a hidden auto arm. So this video is basically my take on the hidden storage system. I have two designs. The first one I came up with is this. So these are just some plinths sticking out of the ground. If you grab a compound off there, it'll eventually get put on. You can grab a bunch off, and it'll put them back on. So you can grab a lot of your resources. You could have a bunch of these just lying around, make a couple of rows. It's pretty simple. We'll talk about how this works in a second. One of the drawbacks for this is because there's basically an auto arm under the ground, if I grab this, it will put the resource that you saw there in my inventory and not on the platform, or it has the possibility of putting it there. So that's idea number one. Idea number two, and I like this one a little bit better, is using the tall storages to have these above ground. So this one refills a lot quicker, and on this side you can see I can basically pull off as much as I need, filling up my inventory, and as long as I don't spam the grab button ridiculously fast, this will keep up with that. You can store any of your resources, including gases, and yeah, I thought it was a cute little setup. So let's go and see how these work. So the first design, we have some tall platforms with storage sensors on them, set to full or not full. If you pull off a resource from these platforms, it starts up an auto arm, turns an auto arm off that is pulling from a resource canister. You can really have any resources that you want, or any resource setup or autofill setup over here, as long as you have your one auto arm pulling it off. A nice thing about this design is while the tall platforms need to be high up, you can lower stuff a little bit for the auto arms, and the auto arm placement is pretty critical. If you can see here, it's just going barely on top of the tall platform there, and then same thing for this one, and then the third one over there. And you can make as many of these as you want. The resource canisters have a storage sensor, empty or not empty, which triggers the platform, which actually has a work light on it, so you can get a notification that the container is empty even if you're above ground. That can also be used on the other design, which is over here. So this one is a lot simpler and doesn't require power. We have the small version, which is a tall storage system on a medium T platform, and then you're just resource canister there. So this doesn't involve any auto arms at all, so it refills as fast as a canister can output, but that's still only one resource per second. On this side, we have the setup that I like the best, which is a large platform B with 3 resource canisters and the tall storage. So this basically makes it so that it will put up to 3 resources a second onto the tall storage. So you can pull things off as fast as you want to, and then just come down here and refill it. It does work with large resource canisters, but you have to be careful of them sticking above the ground. If I come back up here, you can see the tiny little iron setup right there, and if I grab this, I can actually put it back into the large canister. So that could actually be a nice way to fill it a little bit if you wanted to do that. You can also make this have the ability to refill the canisters automatically by putting some sort of auto arm conveyor belt behind them that puts the resources onto the canister. The nice thing about this design is if you put the auto arms low enough, then they won't reach to the surface, but will reach to the canister. So you could potentially have it so that there's no ability on the surface for you to pick up anything from the auto arm. It only happens from the tall storage. So those are my takes on hidden storage. If you like this video, please subscribe, and thanks for watching.